Okay, let's get into it. Today we're doing a deep dive on a very specific piece of kit, the Bluefish444 ANA140 Synapse. It's all about saving history, really.
Exactly. And our goal here is to look past the usual sales talk and get into the real technical guts of what makes this thing tick, especially for bridging, old analog stuff to modern digital.
Right, because its main job is pretty fundamental, isn't it? Taking analog video signals and turning them into HD or SD SDI.
That's the core function, yeah. And it handles quite a mix of inputs. We're talking YUV component video, that's the SMPTE 274 standard often, but also S-video and just plain old composite video.
What really jumps out, though, looking at the specs, isn't just that it converts, but the sheer number of formats it understands.
Oh, absolutely. The video mode support is, well, extensive. You've got your high def, like 1080p, 720p, 1080i, but also all the standard def formats, 576p, 486i, 576i, 480i, and crucially, at a whole range of frame rates. We're talking 60 frames per second, all the way down to 23.98.
So that pretty much covers any tape format you might find in an archive, right?
Almost certainly. It's built for that kind of challenge, but, when you're dealing with potentially irreplaceable tapes, you need reliability.
Which brings us to that safety feature, the redundancy.
Yes. The redundant HDSD SDI output. It basically gives you two identical 3 gig SDI outputs. The second one is purely a backup.
So if something hiccups on the main line, a cable issue, maybe a problem downstream.
Exactly. The second output is still feeding the signal. It's designed to prevent, well, catastrophic failure during digitization. No lost signals, no workflow interruptions. It's crucial.
Makes sense. Now, beyond just converting and outputting reliably, it does some clever processing too, doesn't it?
It does, and this is where it gets really useful. It has precise downscaling. So you could take a 1080p 60 source, for instance, and scale it down perfectly to 720p 60.
Or even SD, like taking 720p 50 down to 576i 25 for maybe PL distribution or something.
Precisely. But there's another processing feature that's quite technical, the progressive to PSF capability.
Okay, let's unpack that a bit. For you listening, PSF means progressive segmented frame. Why would you need to take, say, 1080p 60 and make it look like 1080i 30?
Right. It sounds counterintuitive, maybe, but PSF is essentially a trick. It keeps the full quality of the progressive image, but it packages it inside a standard interlaced signal structure. So older equipment, like maybe legacy routers or monitors that only understand interlaced video, can actually handle it without any issues.
Oh, okay. So it's like putting a modern engine in a classic car chassis so it fits in the old garage.
That's a good analogy, yeah. It ensures compatibility in environments that might have a mix of old and new gear. Very important in broadcast and post.
Let's talk about the conversion quality itself. The specs mention 12-bit AD. Why is that significant for analog conversion?
Well, 12-bit analog to digital conversion gives you 4096 distinct levels for brightness and color for each channel.
Compared to, say, 10-bit or 8-bit?
Right. 10-bit is 124 levels, 8-bit is only 256. So 12-bit means you're capturing much more nuanced, finer gradations, especially in shadows and highlights. It leads to a cleaner, more faithful digital copy of the original analog source. Less noise, less banding. It's about preservation quality.
Got it. And for control, it uses DIP switches on the side. That seems kind of old school compared to software control panels.
It might seem that way, but it's actually a deliberate choice for reliability. DIP switches are physical. They don't crash.
Sweet.
They don't need a computer connected, no drivers, nothing. You set them for the job and they stay set. For something that might live in a rack doing critical conversions 24/7, that kind of set and forget physical control is actually a big plus, makes it super stable.
So overall, the picture we get is a really robust, specialized tool. Not just a converter, but something built for demanding archival and broadcast workflows. Lockable connectors, USB for potential future updates. It seems built to last.
Definitely. And currently, it looks like it's in stock, priced around $595 with potential discounts and things like free shipping in the US and a warranty mentioned too.
Okay, so wrapping this up, we've seen the tech, the quality, the reliability features.
Yeah. So maybe the final thought for you to ponder is this. We know there are vast archives of analog material out there, S-video, composite, component tapes. How crucial are these highly specific converters like this ANA140 with its 12-bit depth and that PSF capability in making the preservation of that history not just possible, but actually economically viable before it